Ever try to show your mom your LEGO build, but it plummets to the ground while taking it there? It's extremely triggering, and today we're going to be looking at 21 of the most triggering LEGO things that will make you cry inside. Alright, this first build probably gave you a mini heart attack, because if you've ever needed to separate two plates stacked on each other, it's a literal nightmare. The hardest ones to remove are definitely 2x2 plates, 1x2 plates, and 2x4 plates. And I've found it's only a 1 in 5 chance that your fingernails stay attached to your fingers if you try and pry it open bare hand, and if you use a brick separator, there's a 90% chance that the tip of the separator chips and the two plates stay together. Very annoying. Okay, the second example is more triggering to the mind than physically, which is pieces that aren't fully pressed down. They absolutely kill the eye, and is almost worse than letting a 5-year-old in your LEGO room. Some LEGO pieces just try and social distance, but they can look good if you're trying to represent a damaged road type of build, but for the most part, they're just an eyesore. Now this next one takes place when you're building a LEGO set and reach a step that asks for a piece that you literally can't find. You look everywhere, under the table, in your pockets, between your phone case and your phone, and literally can't find it. So either you just move on, or you grab the piece from another LEGO set because LEGO only included studs as extra pieces, only for you to later realize that the piece was stuck in the bag the whole time. Been there many times. Now on the other hand, something that can damage you physically is grabbing a LEGO set that is covered entirely in studs. LEGO has made sets such as BB-8, Baby Yoda, who I used to have until I did this to him, and so many more that we dread to hold because of all those spiky edges. Imagine stepping on this guy. You're gonna need some stitches. Alright, this next one is kind of the opposite of the studded abomination because those are very sturdy. But what's just as triggering and adrenaline pumping are super weak, unstable builds. Because things like that can happen. Whether it's in the form of a LEGO set that breaks every time you try and hold it, or your own LEGO creation that may have used really weak building techniques, or even illegal ones, handling them make my heart beat faster than putting Crocs in sport mode. This LEGO pirate ship has 2 super flimsy holding points, so every time I want to move it, it gives me a mini heart attack. Next, we have arguably the most common and most painful example on this list, stepping on a LEGO piece. It's a peaceful day walking in your room after watching Shrek, and all of a sudden, your left foot feels an immense amount of pain from a sharp LEGO piece that was previously social distance from the rest of your pieces. Some of my favorites to run up the bill with the foot doctor are large slopes, minifig hair and hat pieces, brick separators, anything with studs on it, Technic parts faced up, and broken LEGO pieces. And whatever this thing is. And this thing, and this thing, and this thing, and this thing. The internet is a fun place. I challenged myself to build a super painful LEGO build and came up with this. It has clips, Technic pins, studs, everything that you could want to make love with your foot. Testing time. Okay, now it's time for rapid fire rounds. Thank you to everyone on Instagram who helped with this video. This is a LEGO Jedi. Notice anything wrong? Well, this character is not actually in Star Wars, it's just Bob.
Hello there.
But actually, the lightsaber handle piece is used backwards. If you've loved LEGO Star Wars for a while, this is extremely noticeable and kills you inside every time. Now sometimes we want to build our own custom LEGO figures, so we mutilate the plastic people, grab the parts we need, and start building our guy. But issues occur when you're trying to build a certain skin tone figure, but the torso you want uses a different skin tone printed onto it. Most minifig parts you can detach and attach to get your correct color, but those annoying torso prints are an absolute game breaker, but sometimes I just roll with it. When you're building a LEGO set, what's the worst thing you can see? Well, there's only one right answer, this. Having to repeat the last 5 pages of an instruction book a billion times. Now sometimes it can be fun, but other times you have to build something annoying like an intricate Technic function 500 times, and usually they tell you to repeat the steps after you've already built one of them, so it's basically false advertisement, or clickbait. You ever have some of these LEGO wedge plates? Well, you probably know that they come in a right-sided shape and a left-sided shape, and for certain builds, you only need one of the shapes, and it's always extremely triggering when you can't find much of the shape you need, but like 20 of the other one. It makes less sense than calling your soda pop, and it ruins your build. Now, if you've ever bought a LEGO set with special printed faces, you may have gotten a figure looking like this. LEGO must be clicking on too many pop-ups, causing their printers to get viruses, because this looks nothing like it does on the box. They really did my boy Chewie like that. And occurrences with minifigures or even any printed piece misprints are pretty common and sometimes keep me from sleeping at night. But you know what LEGO printers also screw up doing? Making LEGO brown pieces. Because these guys just break super easily and are built like a Minecraft slime. But it's not actually just brown pieces. Dark brown and dark red pieces also have this plastic mutation and have less structural integrity than glass. But these destroyed pieces don't actually belong in the trash because broken LEGO pieces can actually be used to resemble trash or rubble. They aren't useless. Have you ever gotten a big bin filled with older LEGO pieces from a family or friend? Well, chances are you've probably seen some weird stuff without even knowing it. One of the most annoying things is thinking you found a bunch of cool LEGO pieces to use for your builds, only to realize that they're in old, outdated colors because many LEGO colors 15 to 20 years ago looked very different than they do now. Most commonly gray and dark gray, they used to look a lot uglier, and if you use them with pieces now, they'll stick out. The same can be said with pieces that were heavily damaged or even dirtied by a kid in the past. But they can also be a good, useful thing if you're trying to make a very detailed old structure and want some color variation or dirty pieces. You do you. Okay, this next one ties in with the previous. You ever find off-brand LEGO mixed in with normal LEGO pieces? As I have, and for the longest time I didn't even notice and just thought they were an old type of LEGO piece that doesn't connect properly. But now it's extremely annoying to see Mega Blocks, Mega Construct, Playmobil, and all this non-LEGO junk mixed in with LEGO pieces that are sacred. But they're also useful at times if you ever need something to burn in a video. Now this next one killed 9-year-old me. Picture this. You finish building your LEGO creation, you grab it with your sweaty hot Cheeto fingers, take it upstairs, excited to show your mom, to get the totally non-exaggerated reaction, but you drop the build and it completely breaks into pieces, and you didn't take a picture. That sounds to me like a villain's backstory. Take notes, Marvel. Another example that can potentially involve massive amounts of damage is building a LEGO set wrong. Now occasionally we make some rookie mistakes with sets that have small pieces or similar colors or Technic, which is just triggering on its own. But I'm talking about when you make a big mistake and only realize bags and bags later, causing you to have to rip open your entire set and mix pieces between all the bags, retrace the instruction booklet to 30 pages back until you finally fix it after losing all your brain cells and performing 2 hours of surgery. Okay, this example is just the definition of annoying. If you ever build something big with a ton of tiles and suddenly realize that one of the tiles in the middle needs to be changed, you now have to tear through an entire side of the build just to get there and remove a piece. Or you can just rage quit and destroy everything. That works too. Now if you've built some LEGO sets in the past, you've definitely noticed this. When you're building the minifigures and press the head down too hard, the headpiece sometimes gets stuck and literally can't be removed. And usually a few seconds later, you realize that you put it in the wrong head and need to remove it and switch it out. But it's stuck and I don't even know how I pressed it in that hard or if there was super glue on the torso, and sometimes it literally takes a few solid minutes of pulling it and brick separating it out to even have a chance at removing it. But looking at this thing, I'm questioning if I even made the wrong decision. Running out of 2x4 bricks, causing you to stack 3 2x4 plates as a replacement, only for your nails to peel off a few weeks later when you're taking it apart. Now, a very triggering thing about buying LEGO sets are obviously they're expensive and only getting more expensive, but what's even worse is trying to buy an old retired LEGO set. Like the Simpsons house right here that I've wanted forever. It used to retail for 200 smackers when it was on shelves, and now it's $600 on Amazon. Or this LEGO Star Wars ship, which was already a wallet killing $400, but then went to $2,000. Do you know how many copies of Shrek you could buy with that? The final one happens to all of us. If you're building your own LEGO creation, you're bound to not have enough of the right pieces. So what I end up doing is snagging parts from an already built LEGO set, telling myself that I'll return it later, only to never do that, but to keep on taking more and more pieces until your set ends up looking like this, and 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 the skeletons of a past set eventually fall apart from weak structural integrity and donate the remains of their slow, painful death to future LEGO builds. Or you can straight up send them to heaven and snag the leftovers. And that was 21 triggering LEGO things. Comment down below the most triggering and subscribe for more.